2.5, writing the equation of a line. Now, there are many methods you can use to write the equation of a line. We're going to use slope-intercept form, y equals mx plus b. This has been proven to be the easier method besides point slope formula. Now, on my labs, if you click on the Help Me Solve or View an Example, they're going to use a whole different method. This method is what we use to graph, so it would make sense to continue to use the same form to write the actual equation of a line. Now, I'm going to give you the ordered pair. I want you to write the equation that's going to go through the point 1, 3, and has a slope of 2. M represents slope. Now, in order to write that equation that's going to hit this point but move by this slope, you're going to simply take those three numbers and plug them in for x, for y, and for m, and you're going to solve for b. B is your y-intercept, so that's the missing link. You're not going to be given the y-intercept, so you're going to have to find your b. So I'm just going to simply plug those three numbers in. For my y, I got 3. For m, I have 2. For x, I have 1 plus b, because that's who I'm solving for. So I have 3 equals 2 times 1 is 2 plus b. To get b by itself, you're going to subtract 2 from both sides. So 3 minus 2 is 1. So my y-intercept is 1. Now it's like puzzle pieces. Now I know my y-intercept. I was given the slope. Now write the actual equation. The equation must consist of y and x. So you're going to say y equals, my slope is 2, and I stick an x on it, and my b is a positive 1. So my actual answer is the equation. You have to go back to the y equals mx plus b form and plug in the pieces that you need. You must have an m and you must have a b. X and y have to be in the equation for it actually to be an equation. Now you do not need to plug the point back in the final. The final will only plug back in the m and b. Okay? Second example. We want to write the equation of a line that's going to go through the point 2, 4, and has a slope of 3. So same process. I'm going to take the three numbers, plug it in to y equals mx plus b, and I'm solving for my b. My y number is going to be 4. My m is 3. My x number is 2 plus b. So I have 4 equals 3 times 2 is 6 plus b. To get b by itself, you subtract 6 from both sides. So 4 minus 6 is a negative 2. So my y-intercept is negative 2. My slope is 3. So the actual equation, the line, is y equals 3x minus 2. Keep in mind, you got to go back and plug in the m and the b to make an equation. Third example, write the equation of a line. That's going to go through the point, negative 4, positive 3, and has a slope of 3/4. Take your three numbers and we're going to plug it in to y equals mx plus b. So my y number is 3. My m is 3/4. My x number is -4. Now I put it over 1 because it's a fraction for my m this time. So you can kind of see top times top and bottom times bottom. So we're going to have 3 equals, when you multiply 3 times -4, that's a -12. Over 4 times 1 is 4. Now you can do that in your calculator, but I'm showing all steps. -12 divided by 4 will give me a -3. To get b by itself, I'm going to add 3 to both sides. 3 plus 3 is 6. So my equation would be y equals, my m is 3/4x plus 6. That's your m, and that was your b. Example 4. Write the equation of a line that's going to go through the point -5, +4, and has a slope of -3/2. Again, we're going to take all three numbers and plug it in to y equals mx plus b. My y is 4. My m is -3/2. My x is a -5. And again, I put it over 1, so it's because my m is in fraction form. So we're going to multiply. -3 times -5 is a +15. Over 2 times 1 is 2, plus b. I want to show you an example that not all of your fractions will reduce. So that means my b is going to be a fraction. And I want it to stay a fraction. You are welcome to use your calculators. There's a B over C button, okay, that's on your calculator that will help you with fractions. But you treat it just like a number. To get b by itself, you're going to subtract 15/2 from 4. So in your calculator, you would type in 4 minus 15 ABC 2. That ABC button puts that in fraction for you, okay? If you do it manually, you can always take the denominator and multiply it times the whole number to make this be an 8/2, okay? 8 minus 15 will give me a -7/2, okay? So my b is a fraction. I don't want a decimal. Keep it as a fraction. So we're going to write our equation. It's y equals -3/2x minus 7/2. 7 was a little cricket. And that's your equation. This is your m. And this is your b. So I don't want you to think all of these fractions will reduce down. Some of them will not. So you will still treat it like a whole number. You're going to take it to the other side by doing the opposite operation, which here we subtracted. 4 minus 15/2 gives you a -7/2. And you can type that in your calculator. Example 5. Write the equation of a line that's going to go through the 0.98 and has a slope of 2/5. Same process. I'm going to take all three numbers, plug it in to y equals mx plus b. My y number is 8. My m is 2/5. My x number is 9, and I'll put it over 1 plus b. So I have 8 equals 2 times 9 is 18 over 5 times 1, which is 5, plus b. And I'm showing you another example where the fraction doesn't reduce. So I'm going to subtract 18 over 5 from 8. Now this is 40 over 5, or you can type this in your calculator using the ABC button. So when you subtract, that would give you a 22 over 5 for your b. So my equation would be y equals, my m is 2/5 x plus 22/5. Again, this is your m and this is your b. Example 6. Write the equation of a line that's going to go through the point -3, +12, and the slope is 0. So you can plug this in. My y is 12, my m is 0, and my x is -3. Now 0 times any number is just 0. So that means my b is just 12. Now I would hope that you know at this point that when we're dealing with zero slopes represent lines that are horizontal. Zero slope means it has to be a y-only line. Well, if you look at your point, your y is 12. So my equation can't be anything but y equals 12. You don't need to put 0x, okay? This is a y-only line because the slope was 0. I really didn't even need to do any work. I need to know that if I give you a slope of 0, then my equation will always be whatever the y number is. Y equals 12. If this y would have been 15, it'll be y equals 15. Okay? If you were to have on example 7, write the equation of a line that's going to go through the point 5, 1, but my slope is undefined. An undefined slope means that it's a vertical line. Now, unlike 0, you can't plug in the words undefined. You can plug 0 in, but undefined is words. You're going to have to know that when we're talking about undefined, we're talking about a vertical line, and vertical line means x only. So my equation would just be x equals 5. Okay? Always, if you have undefined, you're going to use the x coordinate. If it was -10 in the x spot, you would have x equals -10. Because an undefined slope means that that line is going vertical. Vertical means up and down. So there's really no work. Kind of like something you can memorize.